Hey Hodies, welcome back to my channel. My name is hautemesstom and thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today, we're gonna be doing it khaki style. We're gonna talk about my top shelf items. And so these are my favorites right now, but just because they're my favorites right now, it doesn't mean that these are new products to the market or even my makeup collection. These are just gonna be the things that I have been loving to pull out every time I do my makeup. So we're gonna walk through it. But if you happen to be new to my channel, hello, thank you so much for clicking on this video to check out the vibes, see if you like it here. My channel is mostly about loving my makeup collection as it currently is while being very considerate when I do decide to make a makeup purchase. I also do buy makeup explicitly to review, but not everything gets automatically welcomed into my makeup collection. I try to be very thorough and really considerate about what gets to stay and what I pass on to friends and family. So if that kind of content sounds good to you, where you see the person using the same makeup in all of the videos, this would be a great channel to subscribe to and I would love to have you. Make sure you like this video before you leave it. That helps me in the algorithm. And I'm also on patreon.com if you would like to support me there. There is no pressure to do so. I'm just so happy that you're here, and thank you to all of my current patrons. You make video content like this happen on my channel and I really appreciate it, and I'm sure everyone else does too. As we progress through this quote-unquote favorites, my top shelf video, this is not meant to inspire you to purchase anything. Obviously, if you want to make a purchase and you use one of my affiliate links, I will be entirely grateful to you. It's mostly to inspire you to look through your makeup collection and get re-inspired by some of your makeup, because some of this makeup is newer. Some of this makeup you have seen me apply a bajillion times on my channel, and I just want to give some things some airtime and go into why I love them again, because one, there are like a lot more new people here than there have been in some time, so this is a good way to get the vibe of like what my preferences are, but also just like to retouch down. Like, you know, I feel like my feet haven't really been on the ground very much recently, so like we're like kind of checking in. We're like, what is good? Like, I mean, I know I have a lot of good things, but like, what am I pulling? What am I reaching for regularly? Before we jump into the contents of today's video, my merch is currently launched. It's launched as of right now. As you are watching this video, it launched the second this video went live. So hopefully along the bottom there, you can see merch. There's also going to be a link at the top of my description box if you would like to buy merch. If you don't want to hear about the merch, there'll be a chapter or a timestamp for you to skip to the favorites and the top shelf stuff. And I respect you for that. Okay. We're talking merch now. We're in the merch section. Before we start talking about any of the merch, know a number of things. I'm just going to reiterate this to you. You might not need to hear this, but I'm going to say it because I just wish that more people would be dishonest. One, you do not need to buy my merch to support me. Being here, interacting with my content, sharing my content, commenting, liking, that is an absolutely valid way to support my channel. You do not need to take this next step, okay? I want to say that to you, because you know my vibe on my channel. It's like none of this is necessary. A lot of people have been asking for merch. I decided to make some merch. I worked hard to try to make it merch that I would want to wear. So hopefully it's merch that some of you want to wear. Second thing, I'm using a print to order service. So that means that when you buy it, that's when it starts getting made, which means don't feel like that I have a bunch of stock sitting in my house that I paid a bunch of money up front for. That is not what happened. Also, caveat to print to order things is it does take a little bit of time for it to get made, and it does take a little bit of time for shipping. Let me touch down a little bit more on shipping. Not all of the items get made in the same warehouses, so you will have to pay for shipping from each warehouse. Now, some of the things are made in the same warehouse, so if you buy a couple things, they might all be from the same warehouse, but I know for a fact that the hat seems to be in its own manufacturer and the mugs seem to be in their own manufacturer. The clothing seems to be all in the same manufacturer, at least in the US. And according to the website, and I don't know how true this is, a couple of the items, I think there is international options. So at least, I'll put it up on the screen what it should be. But if it's not, I'm sorry. I did try to pay attention to that, but like I got a little confused. This is my first time doing this. So please forgive me. That's one thing to remember. And then also, because I am using a print to order service, I'm kind of at the mercy of what they have available for sizing. I don't want anyone to feel left out, because I really don't, I wanted to, unfortunately, I did research to see if I could find like a completely size inclusive print to order, and like that just wasn't a thing. So I tried to make some designs available on things that went up as much as a size that I could get it, like as broad of a size, but just know that there are some limitations. Kind of specifically with the cropped hoodie, it only goes up to a 2X. I apologize for that, but maybe somewhere down the line, there becomes a point where enough people are interested in merch that I could put more money into it and maybe buy stock and then make sure that I could have as many sizes, because I really do want that to be a thing. But with where I'm at as far as like getting merch made, I just want to be honest with you about it, because like that is very important to me. I don't want anyone to feel like they've been left out or missed. Also, onto that, I do want to make stickers and such. I didn't think anything that I made this go about was like sticker worthy, and I did try to make my own sticker designs. I'm not that talented, so I would like to hire someone to do that for me. So that'll be further down the line, because I do want to have like little bits and bobs for you to be able to purchase if buying a mug, a shirt, a sweater is like not in your price range and that's something that you're interested in. I've heard people say that that's what they want. I just like didn't get to it this time. With all those caveats aside, let's get into the merch and what's going on. The first merch. This is the first merch I teased. This is the Haute Head baseball cap. Thank you again to Mary Armstrong for calling yourself a Haute Head. That is the inspiration for this hat. I'm not really a hat wearer, but whenever I saw that I could have a hat option, I knew exactly what needed to go on here. So this font is like Charlie XCX-ish to me. I don't, if you know, you know, and if you don't, you don't. This is embroidered, so it's not like, this isn't like a pressed on screen printing. It is embroidered. It's not like a trucker cap. It's a distressed baseball cap. So you can see there are a little bit rips in it. It comes in distressed. I wanted it to be distressed because if I was gonna wear a hat, I wanted to have some intrigue. I also want to say this is big head friendly. I have a really big head. Normally on snapbacks, I have to go to the last 1 or 2 snaps. So this is what it fits on my head. It's like the Velcro almost goes completely across. I have had some other hoodies who've already purchased it and received it that have big heads who have said, yes, this works on my big head. So I'm going with it's big head friendly, unless your head is truly abnormally large, and then maybe not. But I'm sorry if that's the case. I don't know a lot about hat sizing, but it seems to work for most heads so far. But it's really cute, look at it. And it's this, you know, black and pink, living my early 2000s Hot Topic fantasy Haute Head. And I'm obsessed with it. And because my hair is like out of control right now, I've been wearing it for like the past 5 days nonstop. But I don't want to wear it for this video. And so I'll be putting pricing and such on the screen for you, so you know how much it costs. It will all be USD on the screen. Go to the website if you need to do a conversion rate. Option number 2. I actually did not buy this one in advance, but I thought it was really cute. But I also, you know, buying all of my own merch also costs me a lot of money. This is one of the hoodie designs. I call it the Educated Hoodie. What this is, it's just an embroidered t-shirt, and it comes in a bunch of different colors, and it just says hoodie on it. It's embroidered, it feels nice. I mean, based on the quality of the things that I have received so far, I believe that the quality of this is going to be pretty good, and it's really cute. I just didn't buy it because it was one of those merch items where I was like, someone's gonna like this a lot more than me. It's gonna be like, it's gonna speak to someone. I still think it's really cute. I like the collegiate lettering. I like a Letterman's jacket. Like this like is really cute to me. And I probably will buy it at some point. I haven't bought it yet. And whenever I do buy it, I will be sure to take some images in it for you so you can see it in case any of you were like, I do wanna know what that's like before I buy it. I got you. I understand. The merch will be around for a while, even for me to buy. And then another shirt that I did not purchase, but I do have a version of, is the Getting My Body to the People tank top. Now, we'll talk about another option for this. This comes in a couple of different fun, bright colors or black. You know, I understand the plight of wanting to have light colored merch. As someone who's very messy, I understand that that is not a viable option for some of us, and me included, but it does come in some bright colors. You can wear it when you're working out. You can crop it yourself, which I highly encourage. Crop it, cut it up, distress it, do whatever you want to this merch. Make it your own, make it feel very unique unto you. These are for the people who don't want to show off their midriff but are okay showing off their arms. I know that those people exist. I'm just letting you know that this is not the route I took. And now I'm going to show you the route that I did take. This is the Getting My Body to the People cropped hoodie. Now, what I will tell you up front, in my ideal world, a crop top sits right here, but this is a longer crop top. I would say this actually goes to the waist, whereas I like my crop tops to go a little bit right under the breast area. So it's a little bit longer. It's also this lightweight. It'd be really great in like a summer evening when the temperature drops a little bit and you're feeling a little bit cold. I have like the baby pink option. This is the lettering. It's the same lettering that's on the tank top. You have a hood situation. It's really cute. Turning around. Looks great. This goes up to 2X. I'm wearing the 2X So it's not skin tight. Sometimes when I get a 2X, it's skin tight, but I believe this is in women's sizing. Beware, take measurements if you need to. Hopefully there are measurements on the website, because I don't really know. I'm using like a third-party company to sell this. I've had more tighter fitting 2Xs in my life, and I think this would look really cute oversized on some people. And also remember, if you happen to be like a subscriber who happens to identify as male, crop tops are for everybody. And don't you forget that. We're getting our body to the people. It'll be better, like, if you are comfortable wearing like low-waisted stuff. If you wear a high-waisted situation, I don't think you're actually gonna get much midriff unless you put your arms up. Unless you're on a roller coaster. Comes in a couple different colors. I did not make this one available in black because I didn't like the way that this looked on in black. I think I didn't. There might be a black option. I might be lying, but I thought this looked cuter on lighter colors. It's giving very spring. It's giving spring, it's giving summer. Let's go to the one that everyone's talking about though. This is the I Don't Wear Pink crew neck sweatshirt. Listen, I know that a lot of people love hoodies, but I'm living in a crew neck world. This is also as lightweight as the crop top I just showed you. This is embroidered. This is a light pink sweater that says, I don't wear pink in hot pink. It's nice and cute. I'm wearing an extra large. This is like unisex clothing. It really scrunches in on the bottom, I'm not gonna lie, in a way that I don't find incredibly pleasant, but I just want you to know that before you buy it. But this is definitely like a lighter weight sweatshirt, just so you're aware it's not like incredibly heavy. And I believe that this is for certain one of the ones that can ship out of the European Union, in Australia and Canada, as well as us. But this is like, I think, most people's favorite piece of merch. You can all thank Born Blushing, Brittany, for saying that this is merch that she wanted. And so I made it, and it's very cute. It only comes in pink. Inspired by my disdain for pink cosmetics and your constant push to make me wear pink cosmetics. But it's really cute. It's really comfortable. I like it. I'm into it. But yeah, this is lightweight. I would say this like fits more like a traditional sweatshirt. It doesn't feel like a slim fit. It feels like whenever I bought sweatshirts in high school, like that kind of fit. If you know, you know, because like sweatshirts obviously fit differently depending on the manufacturer. Speaking of, let's get into another option. This is the trans hoodie crew neck. I'm gonna get it up on here. There's a very slight ombre of the trans flag. Not because I didn't want it to be loud and proud. I just thought it would like look cuter if it was like a little more subtle. This also comes in gay, which every letter is one of the letters of one of the colors of the rainbow. So it's like Roy G. Biv, except there's only 6 letters in hoodie. It's 6 of those colors instead of being all 7. But also like indigo and violet are basically the same color, and I won't hear anything about it. I would say that this is a little more slim fit. It comes in black. It also comes in some other colors too. I would say, I think there is a white option of this. The trans one, I wouldn't buy that because I think this would be really hard to see on it. Unless you like, if you like that like hard to see kind of thing, then maybe you'd be into that. But yeah, this is a much heavier weight sweatshirt than the other two. So I would say this will probably be better for like when you're really cold or even in like the fall. It's still kind of springtime, so it's still like, the temperatures are still kind of like not that high, at least in Pittsburgh. So this is actually like a completely acceptable weight of sweater at this time. But yeah, as you can see, like it's not like kind of flowing off my body as much. Again, there's always the option to crop, and in fact, I might do that. I've been keeping it intact for this, but I'm like, I think I'll crop it. My first intention when I see a sweatshirt is like, can I crop it though? And I just might. But I have a couple more options for those of you who aren't into clothing. So I'm gonna wear my hoodie merch. I'm gonna wear this one for the rest of the video, you know, as advertisement. But I do have a couple of mug options. So one is for work and one is for home. This is the option for work. This is a I would not like feedback on it mug. Like a grungy yellow print with a beautiful yellow inside. It only comes in yellow because I wanted it to color coordinate. But just says, I would not like feedback on it. And so whenever your boss is trying to tell you something, you can just be like, oh, I'm so sorry, but I would not like feedback on it. And then when you're sipping on it, no one can see that it says, you know, something smarmy. But for those of you who need to start your day off with a swear, I also have fuck off, let people have their fun in pink lettering on a pink mug. And yes, this only comes in pink because I believe the word fuck gives off pink vibes. I will not be taking further questions on it. It just is the truth. And like, you know, when our friends are over, when a friend's visiting from out of town, you're making them coffee, when you guys are like hanging out, you just be like, oh, you know, it's just the best. They're also cute. And that's all of the merch for right now. So the merch is available Just be aware that depending on what manufacturers they come from, the shipping might be high. I have no control over the shipping, unfortunately. No need to purchase this, but if you want to purchase it, it's there for you. I think it's all really cute. I'm really happy with the way it all turned out. You've all seemed pretty excited about it, so I hope that if you choose to purchase it, that you love it as much as I do. And I really appreciate anyone who does buy merch. That's pretty cool. I can't believe that there are going to be people out there wearing my merch, to be quite honest. That blows my mind. And if you want to, this is obviously not required. If you are feeling so spicy, if you want to take some pictures and send them to me, and especially if you have different options, like if you pick a different color of something than I do and you take some pictures and want to be featured on the merch website, let me know. You can just email the email that's in my description box for PR and such. Don't send me personal emails. All I'm asking is for pictures if you want to send them my way. And tag me. If you're on Instagram, my Instagram handle is @hautemesstom. If you're on Instagram and you're wearing your merch, I would love to see you in it, even if you don't want to be featured on my website. Also, I ask that if you do email me to be put on my website, just say that you're giving me explicit permission to do so. I don't want to do anything that anyone's uncomfortable with. If you want to. You don't have to. You can if you want to. This is not required of anyone. But I would love to have more people than just me featured on my website for merch. That's a personal thing. I just think it'd be cooler. Okay, let's get into the video. If you skipped, we're done talking about merch. We're into the video. So I did ask Kaki if it was okay to take the top shelf concept and run with it, and she gave me full permission. So let me kind of run through everything the way I would in application. I typically start with eyeshadow, and this is actually the thing that really made me want to do this type of video, and it is the Makeup by Mario ethereal eyeshadows. It's on my eyes right now. In my head, I decided that maybe I didn't like this as much as I thought I did. I bought it, obviously, when it came out, and it was really popular. I bought it for myself because I thought I would like it, and I did, and I gave it a good review at the time, but I also was like, well, it's not so special, you need to run out and buy it. But I'm starting to feel differently. I'm feeling like it's very special, and I'm glad that I have it. I understand that it was like a limited edition. Again, not the purpose of this video is to be inspired by your own collection, and I pulled this out like a week ago, and I just kind of been using it every day since, and I'm like, oh, this is my favorite thing. I love this thing so much. This is I love it. I love the mattes. And I know that the mattes were maybe the most polarizing thing when this came out, especially for people who liked mattes from his other eyeshadow palettes, which I have never experienced. I like the mattes in here. I love these shimmers. I have, this one. This one's it's on my lids today. It's just giving. It's not the most interesting eyeshadow palette. I understand that. It's definitely a neutral eyeshadow palette that has beautiful shimmers, and it's kind of dime a dozen. But I'm really happy that I have this, and I'm really happy I'm feeling so inspired by it. You can see, I'm starting to get in there. The brush marks are starting to be we're getting some dips in some shades, and for me in an eyeshadow palette to start seeing that, even though these are really softly pressed, I'm giving myself some credit here. I want to be completely honest that I don't think it's going to be that hard to see a dip in them because of the formula of these eyeshadows. Necessary? No. Pretty? It's pretty, and I have it. And that's what sparks joy for me. And that's why it's top shelf, because I can't stop reaching for it. Something else in the eyeshadow category is these. We're looking at the ones in the round pans. I also have another one, and I don't know where it is. Anyway, I have a fifth one, and I don't know where it is, but these are the Shine by SD Earthborn Collection collab with Seeking Shifts. Seeking Shifts is on Instagram, and she also has a YouTube channel, and I will link it down below if I remember, which sometimes I'm not so great about. But anyway, she did a collaboration with Shine by SD, and Riley did a really great job. I keep these in my top drawer. In theory, I know I love them, because I'm talking about them, but they stay in my top drawer, which is where I mostly keep my review stuff, because I use these as toppers all of the time. I grab them all the time, just the Victoria Beckham mink lid luster. I started putting all of them on top of that. I just love to put, we can do it right now. My favorite shade is Absolutely Ice Blink, and I think it'll look really cute. We're just gonna top it on since we're here, and I love it so much. I mean, you can clearly tell what I'm into, because look at, disgusting. These are just some of the most shimmery, wet looking, glossy, beautiful eyeshadows. They have beautiful texture, different colors of shimmer in them. They're Ice Blink. When you think of it, you think it's just gonna be this icy blue, but there's so much more to it than that. And just look at it. Look what it did. I love them. They all do that, but Ice Blink is really what I reach for the most. If I have more of a pinky look on, I typically go with, I do need to always check. If Fog Bow. I would say Alpenglow and Nacre are the two that I use the least, but I also really, really love Crown Flash. They're all so pretty. They're so gorgeous. They're so stunning. These are the Cleona shades I used in my khaki collab. I need to put them back with the Cleona shades because these are top shelf. And not that Cleona is not top shelf, but it's just not at the forefront of my mind. These Shine by SD with Seeking Shifts. Top shelf, A1. Riley killed it. I love these. Something I haven't shown some love to in a while, and I pulled it out when me and Khaki did our collab, is the Beautopsy palette from Hindash. I know that this like isn't for everyone and it freaks some people out, and I don't like, I get that, but I swear to God, if you ever get to like touch it and have it in your hands and play with it, it's a completely different ballgame than like seeing it online or seeing people use it. But like, it's just my favorite. It's like one of my favorite companion palettes, right? Like this is a great palette whenever I want to use one of my Shine by SD shades I just showed you, or when I want to use a Cleona shade, like building the rest of my eyeshadow look with these to put one of those on the lid, or like put a couple of those on the lid, or whatever I want to do, or even just doing an all matte eyeshadow look. These continue to impress me. They're so easy to blend. Their pigmentation is beautiful. I would say the thing that I have come the closest to that you may have tried if you haven't tried the Hindash palette is Viseart. It's like soft pigmentation that's really easy to use and build and create just beautiful looks. You can also do really structured things. They last really well in the eyes, like they don't really crease. I mean, I always have to use an eyeshadow primer, and I always set my eyeshadow primer. It's like definitely like the thing that I would take on vacation with me, because I could also use a lot of the stuff in here on my cheeks as well, and then bring a couple of beautiful singles, and then it's like I'm good to go. Ever since I did my video with Khaki, I just find myself like reaching for it a lot. I don't use it on camera too much, but I do use it like in my personal life quite a bit whenever I'm just like, you know, dicking around, going to see friends. I don't know if when you see this video that this will still be in stock, but today while I'm filming this, it came back in stock. So I don't know how much stock there is. So, but this is the gold palette from Natasha Denona. This is currently my only Natasha Denona palette that I still have intact. I use all of the other ones that I have as singles to like build my own palettes. Like, I mean, like when there's just no other eyeshadow palette that like, as a concept, my Ethereal Eyes and also the Hindash palette like are much more utilitarian, and I do think that I prefer like a more utilitarian eyeshadow palette, because it's like I have so many single eyeshadows that it's like I want to use those for the most part, and like my single eyeshadows tend to be like more interesting than like the satins and shimmers, and I just like a really textured eye look, and that isn't for everyone. It does it for me. I love the greeny golds, and I'm like not even someone who really loves golds. And yet here I am holding the gold palette. It's because it's like it has that grungy green ooh to it that is just so perfect in my opinion. I know people with olive undertones really love this palette. I mean, it's just so beautiful. And I pulled this out when I was doing like makeup that I want to wear in the summer, and I have continued to reach for it. Other than right now the Makeup by Mario, this is the only other eyeshadow palette that I have been considering to use, because I just adore it. I think it's, you know, perhaps my perfect eyeshadow palette. Now I don't even use all the shades in here, but I use most of the shades in here, and they like make me very happy. Rounding out the eyeshadows, I still have been loving Mink from Victoria Beckham, the lid luster. She's so pretty. Ugh, just look at it. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Ugh, absolutely disgusting. Single shadows are pretty hard for me to like, you know, always bounce back to, because I'm always thinking of, it's weird because it's like I don't really use my palettes. I mostly use my single shadows in conjunction with palettes. And then like this is like a one and done for me. And oh, I know that some people don't like that this has like warm and cool tones in it, but like that's what I think makes it very special. And like I want to run to it and like make love to it all the time. You can tell it's just like, it's like, I don't even know what to say other than like, man, this is the stuff that I've been really reaching for. It just has all that texture and allure, but like, it's a little more grown up than like, you know, and that's not a bad thing. I mean, when I say grown up, I mean like the formula feels like it's made for a certain age bracket, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. Like Victoria Beckham has a certain market, and I fell into it because this will not be the last Victoria Beckham thing that we talk about. It just is like this beautiful, elegant texture, gorgeous, stunning, most spectacular eyeshadow that I just love it. Something a little less expensive, not the cheapest, but less expensive that I have been reaching for quite a bit is Fractal Freesia from Phytosurgeons, which I have been loving as a topper, kind of like with the Shine by SD shadows. I pull this out like all the time just to like finish a look. Like it's a little bit gold, but it has a beautiful sparkle. It looks like I just love sparkles so much. And then I'm like, why am I always covered in sparkle? And like the answer is right in front of me. We all see why. We all see why I have sparkles all over me all the time. I love sparkles. It really reminds me of this time when I used to live in Chicago. I was on the L and I ended up sitting next to this man. His name was Trace. I remember him. I was wearing a pair of Converse that were covered in sequins. And he was like, all right, Tinkle Toes. And then me and Trace had a whole conversation while we were on the L. And he wasn't scary at all. And that sounds like I was lying. But we had like a good conversation. And he clocked me immediately as queer. He wasn't queer, but he was like, I respect you. And I was like, you know what, Trace? I respect you too. And you get to call me Twinkle Toes. Don't you dare. Don't erase that comment. I hear that. I can see you on the thumbs are going, the fingers. You don't get to call me Twinkle Toes. That is a privilege only for Trace. And I don't know where he is. I hope he's well. I'm coming back to these. So I bought one more. I have another one. This is the Victoria Beckham Satin Cajole Liners. Now, Cocoa, we all know that I love. Cocoa is the dark brown, beautiful, stunning. Nothing ever better in my opinion. But for my cool tone looks, I've been using ash as opposed to black. And I wear black mascara, so I'm not like opposed to a black eyeliner, but look at that. It's like the perfect dark gray. It has just the way Khaki talk. If you've ever watched Khaki talk about this shade of eyeliner, it is what she says it is. I literally could throw out all of my other eyeliners and just be very happy if I had like a whole set of the Victoria Beckham liners. No tea, no shade, all tea, all shade. They're the only eyeliners I really reach for anymore. And I say that I don't have, it's not like a bunch of eyeliners are getting ignored. They just are my preferred formula and I can't stop reaching for them. I think gorgeous, stunning, amazing, nothing any better. That's why they're top shelf. And I have never, and I mean this, I have never really felt excited about eyeliner in any format until I had these. So that's like why I'm so excited about them, and that's why I talk about them, because like they do what I need them to do. I like that you have some time to buff them out. I always get scared when I'm using an eyeliner and I'm trying to smudge it, because I always feel like I'm just dragging my skin around. But when I have so much time, I love them. I'm so sorry, but I love them. Finally, I think we're finishing off the eyes here. Yeah. The Lash Clash mascara. I cannot tell you. I don't know what I was doing fucking around with other mascaras. Forget the Tower 28. I might try the Tarte one again. And then I'll make my final decision, because I do remember really liking the Tarte. But like, forget Rubber Lash. I don't even know what I used after Rubber Lash. I don't even remember, but I am so excited I was so excited I threw it. But I freaking love the lash. I love this mascara. I love it so much. It also comes in brown now. So those of you who are looking for an option for a brown mascara, I've also heard from my friend Emily, my bully. I'm sure that she tried it and she said that she really liked it. So I'm just letting you know, the brown option, it is not a tubing mascara. I know that some people are really into that. It's like just a regular mascara, but like, look at my lashes. Look at them. My thing with mascara is just like, once you find one, and I even for reviewers, like, look at Khaki. Khaki's always using that Thrive mascara. Now she's brave and ballsy to even test other ones. I think once I settle between the YSL Lash Clash and the Tarte, I'm good. I don't want to look at any mascara. If a brand sends me one, I will try it. But I'm not out here trying to buy other mascaras right now. Because I like what I like, and I like the Lash Clash, and I'm not gonna apologize for it. Let's move on to complexion. Yeah, I'm still putting this on my face like all the time. If I'm putting makeup on, when I put it on camera, I try to use different primers, but when I'm in my personal time, when I'm like, I get to use my favorite thing, and I want to use the thing so I can not be yelled at by people on the internet that I use the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. I'm reaching for this Cell Rejuvenating Primer from Victoria Beckham and Augustus Bader. It continues to impress me even after all these months. Like, I've been using it since November. I put my review out, I think in March, of the brand Victoria Beckham, and I can't stop. And I don't want to stop. It plumps your skin. It like reduces the visibility of pores without being like a silicone primer. It's just, it feels so good on the skin. And I limit myself to one pump, but I want to pump 3 pump. I don't even need more than 1 pump, but I want to put more of it on my face because I just like the way it feels. And I truly, if I wanted to not wear makeup one day, but I just wanted my skin to look good, I would just put this on. I want the gold one. It's summertime. I want to be bronze. I might buy it. I'm gonna buy it. I'm not gonna buy it. Yeah, but I might. If you see it, don't judge me. If you see it pop up in a video, don't yell at me. But I know I already like it. I am concerned about the gold one maybe being like a little too much for my fair pink skin. But maybe I don't want to be fair with pink skin. I want to be bronze. I want to be gorgeous. I want to be golden. I want to be summertime. I want to be summertime sad in bronze. I should have a vision of myself, and that vision includes me having the bronze, having the gold primer. Listen, Victoria, you still haven't gotten back to me about how amazing my review of your brand is, and I'm just saying, like, I'm right here. The thing is, I didn't even have to, like, I'm not even doing it performatively. It just so happens that, like, a lot of the Victoria Beckham stuff just, like, lives in my mind rent-free. An oldie who, like, fell off the radar for a little bit, and then it came back, and I can't stop. I should never have stopped. The Auric Glow Lust. I have Morganite. So I will put the Victoria Beckham on, and then just on my cheeks, I will put this as like primer too. And then it just makes everything in this section just look really pretty and like shiny. And like, it doesn't matter if you put something like matte, sheer or whatever, it just gives it that oomph. Now I also will wear this as a highlighter, and I will also just put it all over my face. You guys, you know that I'm not above that. And I will do that. And I like to look like that. My favorite way to use it is just like as a secondary primer in this area to make everything like really glowy. Because I like to look really like this. Do you see what's happening here? This is what I want. And the Glow Lust gives it to me. We are, the thing about the Glow Lust is it's so thick. I'm about halfway done with this, which is pretty impressive considering like what this is. And I thought that I would never like a product like this. Like I thought that it would be like the most useless kind of product to me. And you might be wrong. Don't roll your eyes at home, because I know you now know me enough at this point to be like, Tom thought that they wouldn't like something that makes them look wet and glowy. Shh, you don't know everything about me. I didn't think I would like this, and then I love it. And every time they do a sale, I'm like, I should buy another one, as if I'm halfway, which from September to now, as someone who has so much makeup, for it to get that much love and appreciation, that's saying something. And I stopped using it for a little bit of time, and now it's back in my life, and I'm pumping away. I just love my top shelf babies. Speaking of top shelf, listen, Linda, listen. I've been trying a lot of foundations recently, and you know what? None of them are doing what my love, my true love, my one true love, my Surratt Dewdrop. Now, I know I complain. I lament this packaging all the time. I'm not gonna sit here and do that. You can watch my review if you're new here. But I'm so glad I'm done testing foundations. I mean, who knows what will happen? Maybe there will be another foundation, but like after that feature-length film I put out on Monday, I'm so happy and relieved and excited to be able to just use the foundations that I want. I'm excited that I have this. I'm excited. Oh, it's back in my life. I mean, it didn't go anywhere. It was still here, but like I had other things to prioritize. And now I get to use this. I get to use it again. And that makes me so happy. I have it on today. Ugh. Don't worry, I'm still working on the Chanel Sable Mange Le Ton review. I need a break after the marathon. Was the Ritual de Vie one. So hopefully, I'm thinking end next week. Don't hold me to that. But that's what I would like. That's what I would like. But I just, the patrons know. The patrons know that I was like dying trying to get that up together. A couple times people have questioned what powder I use or what powders I use, and I was like, that feels weird that people have to ask me that, because I feel like I talk about them all the time. So here's if you have had questions, let me walk you through it. So keep in mind, because I use 3, everyone at home goes but I use 3 every time, all the time. I use 3 powders all the time. Don't forget that I then drench my face in some kind of finishing spray. Don't forget, because that's also part of the process. But I use 3. So I would say that the powders that I use are not really powders that I would say do a lot of mattifying. They do gently mattify as a powder will, but these are not like sucking the life out of your face kind of powders. That's not really what they're designed to do. In fact, one is a finishing powder. So my favorite powder, this is my favorite powder. I have pan, so the proof is in the pudding here. I use this every time. This is the Chantecaille Perfect Blur finishing powder. I use this as my last powder, but if I only had one powder, it would be this one. Feel as you may about Chantecaille and their price point. I don't try a lot of powders because it takes me forever to get through powder, and that's like really what it is. Like, I know some people with oily skin, they like use powder all day. I like don't do that. I don't do that. I respect the hustle of those who do. Like, I watch Kat, the kid snitch, and her Project Pans, she's like going through powder. Like, in her monthly check-ins, she's like, and I'm on a new powder. And I'm like, you use a powder in a month? Like, I don't understand that. So I must just use less powder than her. Not that you need to compare yourself to other creators. I'm just saying, like, just know that, like, I don't try a lot of powders because it takes me a long time to go through them. So my perfect trio right now, I have the Charlotte Tilbury. I don't really love the brand, but I have these two. I bought them when I did my brand review back in December. I really like these powders. And I use also these every time, and I have yet to hit pan on this little guy. Like I said, I'm not burning through powder here. And I also would say that this is also more of a finishing powder. It just makes your skin look perfected and gorgeous and beautiful and stunning. And then this is a brightening powder, and this also blurs and makes your, but I just keep this to the under eyes. So I put this on the under eyes and then down the center of my face. So remember how we used to like use, and some people do still do this, and I'm not saying that it's wrong if you do this, but remember how like the popular trend was to do like brightening concealer that was like 2 shades lighter than your foundation? So instead of doing that, I have concealers that are more close to my skin tone, and then I use this on top of the areas that I want to be highlighted and brightened. So I do it on the middle of my forehead, I go down the nose, and I go under the eyes. I do some on my chin, but like because of my facial hair, like, and highlighting here is like not really a big thing for me. Like, I don't really pay that much attention to it. I put this all over the rest of my face. And then I take this, and, you know, I guess, I mean, Sonia G brushes are my favorite brushes. I don't talk about brushes too much on my channel because I think that having good tools does make the process easier, but I don't think it's like necessary. And I don't want anyone to like feel so compelled that they need a Sonia G brush. Also, like, you don't need a Chantecaille powder, but like, these are the things that I enjoy. So I'm just sharing this information with you. But I take something like this, and I like go in, and then I buff this into my cheeks and my forehead in places that I have more texture. I also put it on my under eyes. And that's like my little perfecting trio. Let's move on to cheeks. Okay, so something that I have been loving, which is great because I've had this for some time, is the Tom Ford Bronzer in Terra. Now, old product, right? Everyone has already heard about it, right? Like, this isn't news to anyone. But like, I have been enjoying pulling it out. Now, there's still a very faint TF in there, but like there is a divot in here. And I did drop it the other day, and I thought, oh my God, if that's broken, I'm gonna be devastated, but I didn't break it. Knocking on fiberglass wood. Yeah, it's not the one I'm actually wearing today. I've been reaching for this a lot, and I think it's gonna get a lot of play this summer. It's a beautiful bronze. It's nice and neutral, but gives you a little bit of warmth. All the caveats with the Tom Ford brand are still there. Like, this is the bronzer, so it's like, ugh, yuck. Which is so confusing, but sometimes Tom Ford does okay in other color ranges, and it's like, here's your one bronzer. And I'm like, Tommy boy. From one Tom to another. Hold on, let's call Tom. Hi, Tom. It's Tom. You're disappointing me. Oh, yeah, no, you're on camera. Yeah, you smile, you're on candid camera. Yeah. Oh, he hung up on me. I certainly have plenty of time to go on it. It's like the big guns, the big guy. I have 4 blushes to talk about with you. Let's start with the one that I am wearing today. Today I'm wearing Barba Papa. This is from Surratt. It's this center one. You can buy it individually. Just to also say, this was sent to me in PR. Nothing else I've talked about today has been sent to me in PR. Everything else I purchased, but this is PR. It's what I have on my cheek today. It's this beautiful pink, but it also has this blue shift in it. It's so stunning. I feel like I covered up the shift a little bit, but like here, see that little blue shift? It is the most stellar blush that Surratt sent to me. I like the other ones too. Specifically, I like Gui Mauve, and I like the Cantaloupe orange one. I have another one. They sent me 6 of the artistique blushes. Thank you again, Surratt, if you're watching. Thank you. We'll circle back to this whenever I do like my Surratt brand review, which is I think the next brand review I'm going to do. It's not going to be so secret, but I think I'm going to buy some more Surratt stuff, test around with it, and then like kind of give you a really comprehensive review of the brand. That's my plan. I know that Khaki's also doing that, but it'll give you a little bit of a different perspective. Me and Khaki agree on a lot, but not on everything. Barba Papa. I would say I would, while I've been very blessed to receive a lot in PR, Barba Papa is definitely special enough to purchase. Like, I would buy it. Like, it's like beautiful. If I were to break it, if I should lose this, Barba Papa is gonna get purchased immediately. Like, I don't want it, I don't want it to go away. Like, I don't want it to have it in my life. Like, I would be upset and I'd be incredibly devastated if that were the case. I don't, and it's a pink blush, pink and blue blush. Hautemesstom is off their rocker. And then the next thing, I don't know if it's supposed to be considered a blush, but that's how I use it. It's Chantecaille Surratt. It's the Sunbeam Cheek and Eye Shade. And like I said, sometimes you can find this, sometimes not. But like, I've been putting it on my eyes. I like it the most as a blush. So I'll be honest about that. Like, that's my favorite way. But like, it's so pretty and like, I don't want to say weird, interesting. It's like an interesting color because it's like, I can never quite put my finger. Sometimes it's really pink. Sometimes it's orange. And sometimes it just looks like a bronzer. And I haven't really been able to figure out why. But that's why I wear it on my cheek, because it's kind of like, if it does look bronzier one day, at least it's on my cheek and not like, you know, somewhere else. Because I think some people use this as a highlighter because it's nice and sparkly and radiant. It's like really beautiful. And like on the eye, I don't know. It's like really pretty. I think my continued confusion about what color it is also, but like for the summertime, just like that rosy, orangey, bronzy cheek. And I'm glad to get to wear it this summer. I bought this in December because I was concerned that it was weird because at the end, a lot of people's end of year lists, they were starting to talk about this again. And I was like, okay, I think I want that. I think I'll feel left out. And then when I bought it, a bunch of people were like, I'm surprised it took you this long because I think you're going to really like it. And they were right. Like, I really like it. Here, I'll swatch it for you. I don't know that's going to help anyone who might want to know what it looks like. Like orange. But then if you, like, it almost looks copper. And then you blend it out, and then it's like more pink. I don't know. Something fucked up is happening in that. I'm not here trying to say that Chantecaille is like one of the best brands, by the way. I don't know that I like all of Chantecaille's products, but like when Chantecaille hits for me personally, it really hits. And then like other times it's like the most boring brand. And like, not that blurring powder is incredibly exciting, but it is like, it does something for me. I think you can tell a lot of the things I'm pulling out are like for warmer looks. First and foremost, Khaki told me to buy this. Secondly, I didn't think I was gonna like this as much as I ended up liking this. 3, I feel exactly how Khaki feels about it. It's like, I keep putting it on, expecting a different outcome, an outcome where it's gonna disappoint me, and it just never does. Pomelo Peach from Haus Labs, which I did, eating my words. I like really thought that I was like, there's nothing. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I'm still like technically in my testing phase with it. She's invited to the party. She's invited to the collection. I'll tell you that now. But I have another thing that my friend Nicole, also known as Majestic Beast, she sent me the coral. Let's talk about this. I know this isn't part of the favorites video, but this is an atrocity. And I just need you to know that it's entirely messed the fuck up that no one talks about this. This is the Dior Backstage Rosy Glow blush in coral. So, do you think that's a window to the blush? Is that what you think? That's what I thought. Guess what? You're wrong. There's a mirror. And that's what it looks like. And then I was like, I need to tell people. Do people know about this? And I posted on my Instagram, and let me tell you, anyone who didn't have it didn't know. They didn't know. They would message me and be like, "What?" Because why? It's not even close to the same color. Anyway, I want to do a Let's Play with Makeup where I put one of these on each of my cheeks because they're kind of close. And if they're close enough, I'm only going to keep one. There is some, there's some sparkle in this. There's not any sparkle in the Haus Labs, but it's impressing me a lot more than I thought it was going to. I have been truly loving interacting with it. It sparks joy. It makes me happy. And listen, that is what I want. I want a brand to make me eat my words. Now, would I have bought this if Khaki did not encourage it? I wouldn't have. And I wouldn't have known. But I think a brand, it's most exciting when I'm getting proven wrong, right? Like if I try something, I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna like it that much. And I do try to curate what I bring in, even for review. Not that I want all of my reviews to be positive, but like, I'm only gonna try to review things that I think are gonna be worth my time. And like, I didn't think this was even gonna be worth my time. And I just like love it. I'm mad about it, but I like it. I like it a lot. And eating my words. Okay, this is another thing that Surratt was kind enough to send me in PR. This is the Artistic Liquid Blush, and this is in the shade Cantaloupe. Now, listen, kind of just like the foundation. Don't love this application method. So that's what it looks like when you first put it on, and that's scary. Who's scared? I'm scared. And then you blend it in. You see that on my hand and you're like, okay, like, but is anything happening? And I will tell you, when you put it on your cheek, it feels very similarly. You're putting it on your cheek and you're like, is anything happening? And then you put it on a little bit more and you're like, oh, wait. And that's what I like about it. It's kind of like, it ends up reading a little more pink on my cheek than it does like that like flush of orange. It's beautiful. And while I also like the powder, there's something I think more special about this. I don't like the other shade they sent me. They sent me the shade Classique, and it looks just like a streak of highlighter on my cheek for some reason. But this one, beautiful, stunning. It's a very easy liquid blush formula to work with. I've worked with a lot of liquid blushes where it just like it doesn't give you the time of day. You have a lot of time to blend this out. It's a beautiful formula. I don't know that I love this application method, but like it's not hard to use. Just like Barba Papa, if this disappeared, I would buy it again. Well, I don't know about the other colors, but the two colors I have, that one's like really worth it. Classique, not so much. My last cheek product, oh my God, I've been filming forever. My last cheek product is the Charlotte Tilbury Spotlight Beauty Wand. I don't like that I have to say this, but like, I like this a lot. I like this a lot. And I don't know if my taste is just, it's like, I don't know, like as much as I hate this packaging and as much as I hate the hype around it, I like it a lot. I don't know that it's like worth all the hype, but I can't deny that I have found myself using it just like more and more. Like I open my highlight drawer and I see it, I'm like, oh, that'll do. Like I just said this, it's like, it's easy to work with and it kind of looks good and it lends itself to more neutral looks and more warm looks just because of the color of it. I like it. First of all, it'll take me like 97 years to get through what I have here. And I probably wouldn't buy it again. But like, I'm happy to have it. I'm really happy to have it. It's been really distracting me from some other things because I'm just like, oh yeah, I'll just use that. And therefore it is in my top shelf. I'm mad that I have to eat my words on this, but like, I like it. And I like, again, I'm never going to sit on my channel and like hype this up. But like, am I mad about it? No, I'm certainly not. Okay, let's finish off with some lippies. I was gonna do a whole other segment where I was gonna talk about things that I would like to focus on that I haven't really been paying much attention to, but maybe that will have to be a different video. Let me know if that's something you're interested in. I wanted it to be like, here's what I'm like loving, and here are some things that I would like to try to get into rotation, but this video is getting way longer than I was expecting it to be. Merit's 1990 in the signature lip, this bitchy brown lip. I'm back. It's back. She's living right here. It's like, what lipstick am I gonna put on? I'm like, this one. Oh, I want to wear that. I want to wear that, which is it's really exciting. It's really exciting to feel that way about it because I really wasn't wearing it all winter, and then like I wore it like a week or so ago, and I was just like, oh yeah, always, forever and always, and I always get compliments when I wear it. 1990. Let me just show you another two brown lip products. The Kaleidos Echo Valley liquid lipstick. Beautiful. Lip cloud. Why are there so many words? And this is a cool toned like pinky brown, but it definitely is brown. But it definitely has some like purple in there. Oh, it's stunning. It's stunning. It's still living in the forefront of my mind, even now that I have reviewed the brand. It's still living very much rent-free in my brain. And then to top it all off, look at this. Look at how much I've used. This is the Posh Gloss from Victoria Beckham in Tan Line. And I can't stop, won't stop. It's my favorite lip gloss. I want more. But I don't think I'll like any of the other shades as much as I like this. But it's not gonna stop me. I bought my friend some Victoria Beckham and I was like, well, I will buy me also some Victoria Beckham. And it's bad. It's bad. I'm trying really hard to resist what happened to me with Pat McGrath, with Victoria Beckham. I'm not trying to go all in, but I want some more of the colors because those formulas really sing to me in such a beautiful way. Also, I can't stop looking at my eyes on the monitor. The Ice Blink said, let me pump up the jam, pump it up. We did it. Find in your collection what these make me feel for you. You feel the way I want you to feel, I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say. You get it though. Merch, it's live. Buy it if you'd like. Don't if you don't. No, please don't feel pressured to. And that's it. Okay, if you're new here and you like today's video, you caught the vibe, subscribe. Oh no, that can't be a thing. I want it to be a thing though. Catch the vibe, subscribe. Someone else has to be saying that. or late has to be someone else saying that. Anyway, I feel like I should get the merch in the shot. Okay, remember to follow your hote and you will find me. Bye. Forever.